Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Maazi Ezeoke speaking to us this evening. Today is the last day of the month, April, the month of my birth. So once more, I welcome you all to this relaxed conversation, which is my Friday hangout. It was supposed to happen earlier, but obviously it's been a hectic day. I've been involved with a lot of things, so hence it's a little bit late. I would say, however, thank you very much for joining me. And as usual, I will be glad to know where you are watching me from. But it appears also that my internet is a little bit crazy this evening. So like the video, share the video, and join the conversation. Join the conversation. So let's gather. You know, how we know someone who grew, or rather who grew up like me in a face me and face you. If you ring them, if you ring us on the phone and ask us, Maazi, where are you? We will say, rather than say we are in the house, we will say we are in the yard. Because the yard is the face me and face you. That's where we grew. That's where we grew up. Oh, there. So thank you for everyone joining me this conversation. I know I thought it doesn't matter even if it's a little bit late. Reason being because it's a weekend. You know, it's a weekend. I thought, okay, everyone will be, relaxed. Oh, some of you already had their comments on the topic even before I started. Wow. What I want to do this evening, actually, I wanted to, after my yesterday issue with Mbaka, I wanted to have it, for me, it's done and dusted. I no longer want to speak about Mbaka. But today, about 3 hours ago, I think with Njenje Media, I don't think, let me see if these guys published it. I think they published it. The presidency, I found it a little bit, honestly, in as much as, I had my views on what Mbaka said. But I found it a little bit below the belt, a little bit condescending, a little bit the presidency coming down. I mean, what manner of people manages the presidency? That they have to be responding to everything that anyone says? I did not expect a response from from the presidency. Listen, I will get to where this was, what Shehu Gaba said. Because Shehu Gaba responded and said that this guy wasn't. So before I do, let me quickly, another video that I found this evening, before the whole Oroforofa fight started, what Mbaka actually believed about Buhari. Mbaka, can you speak to us now?
Play God. Anyone has not revealed to me, I won't say. Otherwise, it may not come true. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is, Buhari is a man of integrity. Buhari, in the spirit world, is a glory to Nigeria. Buhari, in the spirit world, is a blessing to this country. Buhari is a liberator for Nigeria.
Okay, so
Buhari in the spirit world is a blessing to this country. Buhari is a liberator.
He's a liberator. Okay, I will control myself. I don't want to laugh so hard as I did yesterday. Okay, so this is what Mbaka said. This is his view about Buhari. Now, not only that he prophesied and called Goodluck Jonathan that Goodluck has become bad luck to Nigeria. Not only that he did that, he actually went further to visit the presidency. But we didn't know the details of that visit until recently. Until a couple of hours ago, we have the following from the presidency. Let me share and I will read with you so that we understand what we are up and against. So the presidency, where is it? Okay. Okay, this is, no. Yeah, so this is it here. So for those of you who do not visit Njenje Media, please use the opportunity to visit Njenje Media and you read with me. So let's get cracking here and see what Mbaka is up to. So I think this is his article here. Okay, so we can you can go back and read it more. So let's see. And the article reads as follows. The presidency has reacted to the criticism by the Enugu-based Catholic priest, Father Ejike Mbaka, on his call for President Muhammadu Buhari to resign or be impeached for his failure in tackling ravaging security in Nigeria. And Njenje Media News can report. Now, in a statement released by the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Shehu Gaba, some of you put, GES to his name. So if you put GES to his name, whatever comes out of it, I'm not part of it. As Njenje Media gathered, that was a press release that was sent to us. Mbaka, they said that Mbaka came accompanied by 3 contractors. The president graciously allowed them in, and to everyone's surprise, Father Mbaka asked for contracts as compensation for his support. Okotoriba, I will say Okotoriba. So Mbaka, according to Shehu Gaba, went to see the president because of what? Because of contract. Think about it. When he switched support from Goodluck Jonathan to Buhari, one of the things he complained about is that when he calls the presidency, the president doesn't answer his calls. So was he trying to also do some contract with Jonathan that they refused him and he switched allegiance to, obviously, Buhari? Now that he's switching allegiance from Buhari, could it be true that, I trust no one these days. It could be true that Shehu Gaba is saying the truth here. The statement reads in full. An outsider distilling the avalanche of verbiage will be surprised that supporting the president 2 times to win the presidency, Father Mbaka has made a complete U-turn, preposterously asking President Buhari to resign or be impeached. According to Shehu Gaba, here is the point of departure. What people don't know. That's what that means. He says, Father Mbaka asked for a meeting, and to the shock of presidential aides, he came accompanied by 2 contractors. The presidency graciously allowed them in, and to everyone's surprise, Father Mbaka asked for contracts as compensation for his support. Anyone familiar with the President Buhari knows that he doesn't break the laid down rules in dealing with contractors or any other government business for that matter, he requested the appropriate authority to deal with the matter in accordance with laid down rules. Inside, okay, here, you find this interesting, the last paragraph here, it says, inside the villa, discretion prevailed. That is, if those pictures and requests were made public, the followers will turn against the religious leader. None of it was released. Now, this is what is eating for Mbaka. Okay. This is what I consider going below the belt. In as much as I do not support the Rofo fight, but I thought the presidency really went further into something that is unnecessary. What are my reasons? How can a president say that if they disclose classified pictures or the request, was that request by Mbaka made in writing? Then we challenge the president. You have started the Rofo fight. Then, don't be surprised that by next week you will see a letter written from Mbaka to the president, because this government, a sinking ship, they would always do everything possible just to, get at somebody who appears to be, knocking them very hard, because that's what I can see here. They would always try to do something to get at someone who appears to be knocking them so hard. He says that none of these pictures were released. Now, this is what is eating Mbaka up, according to them, not me. You can see that highlighted portion. You keep wondering. Now, let me address the presidency. Shehu Gaba. We read that Buhari's driver, who died in the DSS, was arrested for misleading Buhari. And here is Shehu Gaba saying that they only follow protocols. So how come a mere driver, nothing condescending here, but in the protocol of procurement, the driver has nothing to say? Is it the reason why you didn't oblige Mbaka? Is it because he's from the southeast? Were Mbaka to be an imam, or were Mbaka to be the driver of the presidency, would you have done the same thing? That is the question. If Mbaka were to be the driver, as we've seen, that even the driver of the presidency was able to actually corner him to the point of releasing some funds. I can actually Google that. Buhari's driver. Buhari's, let me see, driver. Yeah, let me quickly Google Buhari's driver. Yeah. Which one? Some, I think Sahara reporters published that he was tortured. Let me pick, I'm not the publisher here, but let me pick this so that we can bring context to this. Say Buhari is dead. You people, we can't even stop saying Buhari is dead. Oh, funny. Okay, let me bring this one back and we'll see. Okay, this is Sahara reporters. So we'll look at Buhari's driver. Reviewed, Buhari's late driver was tortured, killed, over 30,000 deal, his identity changed in detention. So the name of that, so let's see. Despite a desperate denial by the Department of the State Security Service, more facts has emerged on how Master Warrant Officer Saidu Afaka, the official driver of President Muhammadu Buhari, was tortured by the DSS, blah blah blah. But this is the picture of the driver. Does he look like Mbaka? Does he dress like Mbaka? Does his mother Does, do you think his mother ties the same head tie with Mbaka's mother? That is the question that inquisitive mind is asking. Now, if this driver was able to get to president in order to do some, dealings, was Mbaka being denied because of, obviously? Okay. Now, what was Afaka's crime? It was gathered that here, let me highlight it. It was gathered that Afaka was also, no, another one. Okay, yes, that's the, no, I'm only responding to the last paragraph of what Shehu Gaba said here. Now, let's review this. Top source had revealed to the newspapers that Afaka, who was arrested by the DSS for tricking his principal to sign a fraudulent document to make millions of naira, had been abandoned in a 2-bedroom apartment at Asorok Drive DSS apartment and had fallen sick even before the 30,000 deal came his way. So, what was the conversation that led to the point that this driver convinced the presidency for them to do away with $30,000? $30,000, let's say by the time the young chap, this Afaka man died, let's say that dollars was around $450. So if we go by $30,000 by 450, so we are looking at about 13.5 million naira. I'm only responding again for clarity. If Shehu Gaba is saying that the presidency does not engage in contracting, so how come when he got to his driver, he got engaged? Question will be, has it got anything to do with the name, religion, or something with the driver? I don't know. So someone is, someone say, Alaji Dr. Malam Ejike Abusa. Oh, you guys will not kill me here. You guys will not kill me here. Spider Dyke or Spider Dike. Alaji Dr. Malam, please, mercy for your brother. What is happening here is that, one is trying to analyze. This video is going to be very short anyway. Trying to understand why was Mbaka denied. Well, the Mbaka wasn't denied access to the president, but what they are saying that Mbaka is now speaking up, saying that the president should resign because he obviously said that the president should resign. Question is, should the president resign? Should we make the conversation a little bit interactive? Should the president resign? Do you want to make your contribution? This is a one-on-one. This is my Friday evening conversation. If you want to make your contribution quickly, you can do so by ringing only on WhatsApp, the number above. Do you agree that Buhari will resign and why? So if you're one of those that believe that Buhari is dead, please, there is no need to call because we are talking about people who are alive, not dead people. So there is no need. Don't bother because, oh dear, I'm just reading some of the comments. It cracks me up. The president is now going personal on Mbaka and trying to, take Mbaka. It's sometimes I just look at these things. It kind of, it's funny because it cracks me up. It cracks me up. Stanley Amadi says, "Oh dear, you people can be funny." He says he's dead. Okay, if that's what you believe in, no one begrudges you that. Just believe that, believe whatever you want to believe, then that's fine. Okay, believe whatever you want to believe. So, do you agree with Mbaka? Do you think the presidency is correct in what they have issued? What's your thing? What's your take? Do you think the presidency is correct in their statement? We'll have someone saying that Buhari must go and end Nigeria now. That's Chukwuka. End Nigeria now. At the end of the day, I think the bottom line is that I found the statement. Oh, I think I have my first caller here. Yeah, hello. You're speaking to Maazi Ezeoke live on Njenje Media TV.
Yeah, my name is Chukwuemeka. I'm calling you from London.
Okay, you are the Chukwuemeka. Okay. Go ahead, Chukwuemeka.
Okay, I don't think you know. I don't think it was only once we've spoken, so I'm a different Chukwuemeka.
Is that the one that commented from Facebook?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's a different.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead, Chukwuemeka.
Yeah. You're talking about Reverend Mbaka, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
And the response from the federal government.
Yes.
Yeah, my take on it is this. I think that Reverend Mbaka, he has actually, with due respect to him, I think that he has embarrassed himself.
How?
I'll tell you why. So I feel that talking from a spiritual angle, I feel like what most men of God in Africa do is maybe their personal opinion, they mistake that with thinking they are hearing from God. So I listened to I watched your post when you were analyzing it, and when I listened to Reverend Mbaka in this earlier post where he said Buhari is God sent. So there's a part he was talking about Hope Uzodinma. He said he dreamt and he saw that Hope was going to be the governor. So that dream does not necessarily show that God really spoke to him. I mean, we all know God speaks to people through dream, but we don't really know whether that dream God really, because some dreams can actually be maybe you are having, maybe you've been thinking of something too much and you just had that dream. So my point exactly, without going all philosophical, is I feel Mbaka has embarrassed himself. I feel he should, with due respect to him, I know he's a Catholic priest, but I think at this point it's better for him to just be quiet. I'm saying it out of respect, but I feel he should just be quiet and stay out of this, to be honest.
No, but he has carved a niche for himself. Why do you think he would keep quiet now? Because I'll put it this way, if you've been long enough in the media sphere, you will know that there is, a time you go off without saying anything in the media will seek for you, the media will come after you, and the media will want to question you and seek your opinion on certain issues. So even if he goes off the media sphere, as you're suggesting, they will still go out and extract those, whatever they want to extract from him. And he would oblige them because he himself, he needs that media attention to get more customers. I don't.
I like the word you use, customers.
Of course, that's their they are customers. What do you think they are?
Well, that's kind of derogatory. But
No. Sorry. There is nothing. It's a transaction. So there is no. Honestly, with due respect, there is nothing derogatory about that. But that's,
Well, my point exactly is this. I mean, I get what you're saying, but my point is this. Sometimes silence is golden. I mean, yes, he has always been in the public space. He has always, I mean, had his views, and his views sometimes can be very controversial. But at this juncture, I mean, you don't even need a soothsayer to tell you that the government of Nigeria is clearly useless, or Uzodimma is not. You don't need that. What I feel now is he has put himself in a. I mean, look at the insults he's getting even from the government. Someone saying he's a contractor. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel at this silence.
But do you think that visit was? I mean, do you believe or do not believe what the presidential spokesperson, or rather the SSA to the president, has said?
I mean, of course, everybody knows Gabachel. I mean, when you look at his history, you don't need. I was reading something Reno Mokri wrote, I think about 2 months ago. Reno Mokri said something about this man. He said this is someone that was formerly in PDP. He was.
Of course, he was at Atiku's media man.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, these guys change party like they change boxers. So what does it matter?
I'm telling you. So going by that history, it clearly shows you that he's not somebody to be taken serious. That's my point. So the issue is, I mean, these people are pigs. So Mbaka, yes, we know he's doing it for his pecuniary, sometimes, not say all the time, of course for his pecuniary gain, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you evidence, so I'm not just saying it. There was a time, Peter Obi, when he was campaigning for presidency, and Peter Obi was at the center, and Mbaka said something, so that's when I knew this man is all about his pecuniary. Well, not all, but I knew he was. I don't know. Peter Obi, he said something. He said, I can't remember the particular words, but it was more like Peter Obi did not donate at that time there.
No, he was saying that Peter Obi should donate. Peter said he will do that, but he will do that discreetly. He will do that, as usual. He will come and he will give him something, but he doesn't want to mention the figure in public.
Exactly. So my point is, he took it. I mean, he was a bit. Would I use the word? It was a bit too hard when he started saying some words to Peter Obi, and Peter Obi was a bit diplomatic at that juncture there. But the point is, from that whole something that happened there, you could see that the priest was not really happy with Peter Obi not saying what he was going to donate. So you could see there was something about there's this pecuniary, there's this something about money. The man is based on that interaction I saw there. So from that, I can tell, like, I can already tell the kind of, I'm not saying Mbaka is a bad person. No, let's don't get that.
No, of course, he does a lot of good things. I mean, honestly, cut him some slack. He does a lot of, he has a lot of employment. He pays school fees for, really, really hundreds of people. And, without him... I said,
for him to save his name, I think silence would have been the best option at this stage, instead of getting now. Even the people he's praising, they are still looking at him with one eye. they don't trust him, because I mean, so if I was in his position, I would have just been quiet.
Anyway, that's on Mbaka. So what's your view on the presidency, and quickly?
Well, on the presidency, I mean, so basically I left because I'm a lawyer. I left Nigeria in 2015. Okay. I mean, I practiced in Nigeria for over, when I was practicing law, I practiced for about 6 to 7 years. And during that election of 2015, the quite surprising thing that I found that's why I gave up on Nigeria 2015. And when I had intellectual discussions with people, because I have friends in the army, and they all told me Buhari is the best. And when I asked them why, this is what most of them said: Jonathan is useless. So you didn't explain to me why Buhari was the best. Instead, we went on a character assassination.
But that's typical Nigeria now. They don't explain, they can discard something without explaining, or follow something without explaining why. Sometimes trying to get that answer why appears almost an impossibility.
Exactly. And going back to your question, what do I think about the presidency? So I was just giving a background of what I feel. So going by understanding what this man, Buhari, is antecedents in terms of, I was still a young child in 1983, 84 when this man was. But the point is, you don't even necessarily need to be born for him. There's always history books to go and read. And going by the history books, because of course I'm still a young man. But looking at the history, because I was still maybe a toddler when Buhari was. But going by the history books and reading, you clearly understand that his reign was not the best economically, and even the violation of human rights. So the question I thought Nigerians would have asked about that time was, what has changed in this man?
Yeah, but again, don't you think that has a lot of connotation with religious belief? Because when he's told us that he's now a born-again Democrat, just opposing it with the religious belief that once you're born again, everything becomes new. You become a new creator, a new creation, and all sins are forgiven. Hence, I watched. I think it's OPM. This guy in Port Harcourt called OPM. I think.
Yes.
I watched a program where a lady was confessing how he stole multiple children and sold them, and afterwards she was prayed for and everything became normal. See, in my mind, I'm like, okay, yet he still committed a crime. So why can't that crime be investigated? And why can't that crime be punished? So what I'm trying to say, just opposing it to the way we believe things. So in this case, a new creation, everything has gone past, everything has become anew. So that was sold to you.
You answered the question yourself. And I'll tell you how you answered the question. You said, but you think there were supposed to be consequences for the action?
Of course. For anyone who removed a civilian government, that alone ought to have a consequence.
Exactly. You see, we are in this part of the world. Africa or Nigeria, the problem we've always had is we do not believe in consequences for actions. And that is one thing I have learned in my little stay. At least I've been over 7 years here. My little stay in the UK, and I'm sure you've lived abroad. There's something that you understand when working with the white man is, once you've committed an offense, even if you apologize or you
exactly
consequences for your actions.
Exactly. What they can now be talking about, because you've confessed, they talk about reduced sentence. But just pat you in the back, and again, watching that program again, I told you, he got another set of people that submitted their guns, saying that they killed this person, they did. And I'm like sitting down watching this program, like, and so what? So if you've killed this person, submitted your gun, so I will clap for you. You see what I mean?
Is the starting? I think what we need to change is the mental. I think the Nigerian man needs a mental reawakening in understanding issues, because the fact that a person has repented does not mean he won't face. If we even go biblically, I'm sorry if you have Muslims in your audience, but let me throw this part. So there's a part where David committed adultery with somebody, and God said he was going to punish him.
Yeah, and he asked for forgiveness. And the consequences was that the baby, I think, even after praying, the baby died.
Not just that. The consequence was that his son wanted to overtake him. So these are consequences. There are consequences. So the problem we have in Africa is everybody say, oh, please just forgive him. Oh, yes. Then we have that whole issue of why the country cannot grow. Things are out of shape. So to answer your question about the presidency, I at my age now, I tend to pay more close attention to people's actions than their words. I don't generally just believe people's words. I pay more close attention to their actions. So even if Buhari has said he's a born again be honest, his actions have betrayed him over the years.
He's a born-again Democrat.
Yes, his actions have betrayed him because, and I'll give you instances, when Lam Adesina was the governor of Oyo State, he went and said, "Why are you killing my people?" Even when Jonathan was the president at that time, where he mentioned about Boko Haram a touch on Boko Haram is a touch on the north or something like that. So these are actions that I have seen, and why would I now just believe him?
Yeah, but on the touch of Boko Haram, these things are context actually, because at that point they weren't this monster. Okay, if you put context to it, if you put timeline to it, you see that again, if you just oppose in 2009 when Mohammed Yusuf was killed, the manner he was killed, if we wind back,
I agree with what you're saying. I mean, you're right, but I can name a lot of. I can tell you more. Tell you more. First of all, he portrayed himself as this man that he does not have money. He is going to take a loan to go and get a form, but you have your children schooling in the UK. Let's do the plus and the magic.
So who? Maybe somebody was paying their school fees. You never know.
No, you're trying to play the ostrich now, Maazi.
I'm trying to play the devil's advocate. I'm too tall to play the ostrich, but maybe the devil's advocate here. I'm trying to defend.
But the point is, this is a man. Okay, let's remove the issue of his.
So yes or no? If we vote now, should he resign? What will you vote for?
I mean, it's very glaring based on my discussion with you.
So you vote yes that he should resign.
I vote he should resign, but unfortunately,
you are voting yes because you are in a safe environment. So if you are in Nigeria and you vote yes, maybe tomorrow morning the SS will knock out.
No, my brother. In 2015, I voted actually, and I regret voting. I voted against him. I voted against, and for the reason, and I'm telling you why I voted for Jonathan. I voted for Jonathan not because Jonathan was particularly good or excellent. I voted for Jonathan, and I'll tell you why. I voted for Jonathan because he organized that sovereign national conference. Yeah. So I thought there was going to be an implementation of it because I felt it was a step in the right direction. This is the reason why I voted for Jonathan.
And I actually read that document, 884 pages back by cover by cover, and afterwards I believed I was already saying if he had won that election 2 years, we would occupy Asorok if those things were not implemented. But sadly, the rest is history.
That's the reason I voted for him. It's not because of maybe he's South or what they call it. That's the major reason I voted for him. And yes, and the last thing, Maazi, before I know you made a disclaimer. You said, please do not call me if you are going to talk about about Buhari, the man in Asorok, whether he's Buhari or not. So the truth of the matter is, I agree with you, and like I said, I make no mistake about it. I am an IPOB member, and I do not really subscribe to some of the things Nnamdi Kanu says in terms of Buhari. Yes, I have my reservations on it. However, and again, I don't subscribe to the. I do not subscribe to the sometimes the barbaric way in which some IPOB members online act, because they don't have that ability to listen to both sides of the argument.
I beg, please don't put me into trouble now. You're going into a gray area. All I said is that I believe that Buhari is in Asorok, and I believe.
No, I believe you too.
I believe he's not doing right. So, but that he is dead. All man to himself.
I'm actually in your school of thought. Well, I'm just telling you, I am also an IPOB member.
It's I mean, nothing wrong being an IPOB member. Everybody, it's just like political parties. Everybody must not be in one political party to demand for good governance. So it could be, if we all respect each other. That's why you have groups like Lower Niger Congress. You have people like the Omo Odudua. You have groups like Middle Belts, the Niger Delta Front, the Frontier Force, or whatever they call themselves. Do you understand? Yes. But one thing is, if we agree on the universality of good governance, and that if something is wrong, it is wrong. You must not, if you being an IPOB member, I must not demand that if you are not joining my own group that I lead, then you are not doing right, or that your XYs, no. I think, I think it's about universality of ideas. Let ideas rule the world anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, my dear. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, what you will do, so that since your president has become a born-again Democrat, so when you go to work on Tuesday, I heard you people have a holiday on Monday, bank holiday, right?
Yes.
So when you go to work on Tuesday, don't go park your car on a disabled car park and come back. When they find you, tell them you are a repented Democrat. They will find you twice.
All right.
Thank you very much for your call. Yeah. Hello. You're speaking to Maazi Ezeoke live. This is Njenje Media TV.
Good day or good evening, Maazi Ezeoke. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. And you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from America. I try to each time you're on your program, I try to call in, but most times, But so just on what you're saying towards the presidency's
response
Mbaka. to Mbaka. Emma, this English.
Please speak up for English. I have my Yoruba brothers here.
No problem.
And everyone watching me.
I will try as best as I can. So you see, this should teach Mbaka. I don't understand. During his body language during the time when they were doing Thanksgiving, all the politicians, including Peter Obi and all that, when they were doing a little Thanksgiving or whatever, or donation or something, the way he was acting, like somebody in his shade, in his office, main market shade.
But hold on. So you think adoration ground is what? Is it not his office? That is shade. That is lock-up shop.
That is his
exactly. So why are you saying he's acting like somebody in his shade? I told the previous caller that everyone attending there is his customer. He said it was the regret, but those are customers.
Yes, they are customers, no doubt.
So, but again, let me ask you: are you aware? If you remember in that video, Hope Uzodinma promised to build a medical whatever. I think, yes. Are you aware if that medical facility has been completed?
I don't know yet.
Or could that be part of the reason why he wasn't picking calls?
That could be the reason. That could be the reason why he's not picking his calls anymore. You understand? So I think it's high. I think it's high time. All these priests and all that, and Mbaka more especially, when he sees A, let him say A and not B.
But I think this time around, he probably has redeemed himself by coming out and saying it the way it is, the way everybody.
Yes.
Because the things he has said now is, to many, is common sense that needs no God to tell you.
That is true. That is true.
You don't need any prayers. Just like when we are small, we say, you look at, if you want to fight somebody, say, this one, I don't need to pray to God to fight you. I will just off shirt and give you smack down.
Finish the person, yes. So it's high time they should take out their let them take out their focus from politics. Only say what they want to say when the government officials are not doing what they are supposed to do. Let them say the way it is, including other parish priests and pastors and all that. There is no way Nigeria will be better. Nigeria cannot be better. If we pray from 100 years, Nigeria can never be better. It is okay. Are we more religious than the people from America? We are not more religious than them. We are not more religious than them. But when it comes to job provision, if you mess up, like I said, can do all the things he has done, but he will not steal from the poor. He will not go to what's it called? The government forces and steal money to enrich himself. He will not do that. But in Nigeria, you see all these men of God, they will be chasing them, chasing all these politicians. At the end of the day, they give you a back pocket, the one where you go use for this. By that time, you cannot say anything again. Look at how the whole place is decayed. From all the way from Lagos to East, nothing is happening. Everybody is crazy. Things are now working because we keep thinking manna will fall from heaven. Roads will be, and when somebody builds a 1 kilometer road, they go and call the whole chieftaincies in the community and all that. They will come there and sing hallelujah. All the hallelujah, but
hold on. I hope you are not indirectly referring to my state because we'll launch an airport today. So you should be happy.
That is an airstrip. That is an airstrip.
Abba, how can you be saying 3.7 kilometers plus 2 kilometer racer now? That is 5.7 kilometers. Abba.
No, that is an airstrip. Period.
It's an air metropolis.
That is an airstrip. I wouldn't know. I mean, if we are calling those things, we are trying to compare ourselves to Japan or this one.
Where are you traveling to Japan? We have small Rwanda now. Let's finish with Africa, and you already jumped to Asia. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, no, sorry. Let us compare that one to South African Airlines. Or South African, go to Johannesburg.
No, Johannesburg. Those ones are national airport. We are talking about state airport, small state. Like maybe Swaziland. I don't know. It's just little one, but that's a digression. Anyway, thank you for your call, my brother. It's always a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, hello. You're speaking to. Oh, okay. Hello. You're speaking to Maazi Ezeoke. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I can hear you now, yes? Go ahead. Who am I speaking to and where are you calling from?
All right, my name is Obina. I'm calling from United
Obina,
States.
can you please off the device or reduce the volume of the device you're watching me from, please? Because it's echoing.
All right. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, Obina, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Concerning, before I proceed, let me thank you because I always follow you. I enjoy your program, how you deal with, some of the contemporary issues bedeviling our country. Though I know many are not happy with the situation on ground, but I believe we will overcome. So back to Father Mbaka. And his, what will I call him? And his program, because everybody, I think, is his pattern. When he did that on 2015, I was very mad. I was very mad with Father Mbaka. I'm a Catholic background.
Yeah, but even why are you being mad? He has only one vote. Did he force anybody to actually vote?
I have only one vote. Not that I'm against him supporting Buhari.
But
coming out publicly to that is a form of canvassing vote for Buhari, for other people to, he has a followers. Like, it's kind of for you, Maazi, coming online and telling us that you are going to vote for so person.
So, are you telling me now if I tell you to vote for Mr. A, you will vote for Mr. A?
That's how these things work, which you know. Followers are followers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. So, I can see, someone I see as a role model, moving, at least you will be convinced, to say something hard to follow him. Not that you have to follow him sheepishly. Okay. So I was so mad, though that's bygone, but I'm very happy what is happening now. So everybody will maintain, should I say, in terms of football, you maintain your win. So don't just come and, just come and bring your, I don't know. But I so much enjoy what is happening now. That's man. I so much enjoy what is happening. So let him feel the heat. Let him feel the heat. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Soroko. Thank you very much.
All right.
So it appears many of you this evening, it appears the Americans are more awake. Another call from the United Kingdom. So please, can you kindly reduce the volume of the device that you're listening with? And anyone calling, please, before you call, can you reduce the volume of the device you're listening with? So who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
You're speaking with Chiamaka Duru from UK.
Chiamaka Duru, you are welcome.
Maazi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just coming back from work now. You see, the case of Mbaka. You see, Mbaka is a disgrace to. It's a very big disgrace to Catholic. I think by now, the Catholic is supposed to remove this man.
No, waiting in do. He has an opinion now. He has his own mind. So why would they remove him?
Okay, you see, it's a very big slap to Igbo people. Because
how?
Hello?
How?
Yeah? Because Mbaka the game he played in election time, the way he castigates Maazi Nnamdi. You see, everything that young man said has come to pass. Of which prevention is better than cure. Of which has he been the top Igbo people who claim to be intellectual. Those who we respect join this man. These souls that have been wasted now will not be wasted. I'm telling you, let's sit at the right. Let's hit the nail at the right place.
Yeah, but how is Mbaka by the virtue of exercising? No, hold on now.
You see, I've been following you for 2 years now.
Yes, but by the virtue of Mbaka exercising his own fundamental rights, how is that an affront to Ndibo?
Why I'm saying this? You see, I've been following you for. Hello?
I'm listening to you. Thank you very much for following me. But if you would make the question that I asked, I need clarification on that.
Yeah, okay. I've been following. There's a crack on this.
We can hear you loud and clear. Loud as in loud.
All right.
Loud and clear.
Do you know why I said this? I've been following you for 2 years, right from the time you have been doing something about the airport rules. I say, yes, this is what we want. People that will be unveiling all these governors, politicians. I follow, even when I come back from work, I will just keep my bag and tune out. You see, follower is follower, just like what my brother said before. If just the way I've been following you, somebody can talk about you in a way I don't like, I can stand and challenge that person.
And you go and fight on my behalf.
No, not fighting, but I will correct that person.
Please, that's what I'm, I'm not a god. Nobody should fight on my behalf.
I'm an Igbo woman. Listen, Igbo person they don't follow people easily.
I see what you mean.
We don't follow somebody easily.
I see what you mean.
Why I personally can die for Maazi Nnamdi is that all what he said has happened. All what he said has happened. Let's call a spade a spade.
All what that guy have said. And even this man, Mbaka, of a person, this kind of people are not promoting Buhari or promoting all these politicians. Just imagine what happened in Imo State. A fourth person become first. And he promoted that. In fact, let's call it spare, please.
Okay, so in your view, you're saying that Mbaka is getting what he deserves.
Yes, I watched him. Even I made a video against him. I watched him. No, I can't hear you, but I know you are hearing me, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, but sometimes your voice faints. But I just want to say out what I'm saying.
Okay.
Whether I'm hearing you or not, but let my voice is being heard there. I think I'm very happy.
Yes, your voice is being heard, but if you can round up so that we'll have other callers on.
Round up, you keep cutting me off.
Okay, sorry.
A lot of people died. None of my people died, but they are human beings. They are our brothers and sisters. A lot of things happens there. Because look at, like in Italy years ago, the president said our children will not study with their children, give them some nasty excuse. We stood up. We stopped it. I'm a member of group. I stand for Nigerians. They say Nigerians, not now, not a Nigerian. You see, I am the
Which passport are you using? You say you're not a Nigerian.
I don't have even Nigerian passport. Let's forget that. Instead of killing your time. You see, we stopped it. Even some whites, even some of Italians, they joined us to stop that law. But had it been, these people, they join us in the people are dying. No matter say Bruku, yes.
Because I finished that proverb for you, so you owe me one keg of palm wine.
My brother, you what's that? It was 3 months. So what I'm telling you, let's be sincere. A lot of people are dying. And we are not happy here. We are not really happy. I'm a woman. I have 3 children. And my children are here. What of if my children are among the people they are killing? We are all human beings. In fact, I cannot laugh. I'm almost having emotional trauma about what is happening there.
You're right. You're right. I mean, obviously, your points are well noted. I believe and I hope that Mbaka would probably watch and see how people feel. It is still yet, there is still yet time for amendments to be done. My sister.
Yes, what he's saying now, because it's too late. It's too late. People have died. I can see a young lady, this Fulani, they raped her and cut her into 4.
It's
a lot of things happening there. He is confessing. He's late. He's late to me. I don't value his confession.
No worries. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
God bless you, my
bless you too, my dear. Good night. Yeah, hello. I think I had a caller from Ireland. Sorry, I think, okay, he's calling back again. Caller, where are you calling from and what's your name?
Hello, good evening, Maazi.
Yes, good evening. You're on to Njenje Media TV and you're speaking with Maazi Ezeoke. Who am I on to?
Yeah, this is MK Wando from Dublin, Ireland.
MK Wando, oh, my good old friend, the runaway soldier.
No, it's his job and every other thing.
You see, you people are making all this money you are making and you are forgetting us. Heat is killing us here.
Don't worry, we can discuss that after this.
Please, I can send my account number.
No problem.
Okay, go ahead.
Maazi, I want to put you on the spot here.
Please, go ahead.
You studied in Germany, aren't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes. There is something you found clearly happening in Europe. There's something they call a pattern. Now, let's take back to memory lane.
Okay.
Mbaka was the same person. I remember being in Owerri when the CD was being sold during Okorocha era.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that Okorocha was the Messiah to save Imo State.
Okay.
Now, as that was going on, the same Mbaka came back, started criticizing Okorocha again.
Mm-hmm.
That Imo State, Santa Cathedral is leaking and is no longer making his call.
Mm-hmm.
Then the same Mbaka came back again with Goodluck Jonathan's wife.
Mm-hmm.
How he's praying to support him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was going on. Barely 2 months or a couple of weeks, he made that declaration.
Mm-hmm.
How God is using him to pray and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He switched side and joined the APC side.
Okay.
The same man of God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fast forward to the next election. He disgraced what I call personal opinion here. He disgraced P2B because he didn't give money.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him blabbing about this same issue. Why did he come to the altar? Why is he in the bazaar if he's not here to donate money? I remember watching that video critically, and I saw hope. I think Owarochi with 2 million naira or something.
Correct.
The same Mbaka. Now, the same.
Not only now Orojo, no. Not only the kola nut was broken with 2 million. There was a promise to build a medical facility within. They say before the year runs out, actually, or
exactly.
something like that. Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me on that.
Mm.
So now, if you start joining all the dots, you know that this guy has become any government in power.
Ajib.
That's the pattern I'm seeing here.
Yeah, but it means he's actually smart in aligning with winners.
I don't necessarily think so as a man of God.
But has it? But no. If I go by your own analogy, and
yes.
I stretch it a little bit further, you talked about Okorocha, how he supported him. Okorocha at that point, remember there was these. The time of Okorocha was the peak of ABGA.
Yes.
P2B was doing well. They've taken over Anambra State. They talked about okay, let us take the whole of Igbo nation. The next one will be Imo and the Ebonyi then. So and they took over Imo State actually, and that was a revolution then because people really came out and voted, right?
Yeah, but what my own argument is, if God is the one telling him and pointing all these things, you can this whole thing is all questionable. All the people in supporting is all questionable.
I said it yesterday. When a man goes to bed and wakes up and say, God said, me, Maazi, I no follow you sleep, please.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like when I come to your church, I play piano finish. You, pastor, with me and you agree. After playing piano in Ireland, this church, you go pay me 50 euros. At the end of the day, you go bring offering. Say, Maazi, we only have 45 euros. Take from the offering bowl. So you want me to chop God's money, Abi? Please. My hand no day. So when you make your comparison and you bring God to it, now he's a great creator. So now my mouth you go. So you won't make I say God make mistake. Abi Mbaka make mistake.
No. We just have to, because one of the point I'm trying to make here is that it seems that he is being using this pulpit or the platform to manipulate the gullible to join any government that he himself have an ulterior motive to achieve something to us. That is the pattern I'm looking at here.
Okay.
So when he didn't get what he's looking for, he turned tiger. He become the so-called ambassador now of good.
So okay, let me
after that person.
Wonder here, in conclusion here, let me ask you this question: do you think if Mbaka actually got what he wanted, do you think he would have kept quiet? Hello? Hello, Wando. Can you hear me?
No.
Kilo Apple. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, I said, do you think if Mbaka had gotten his way, if he had gotten those things that you alluded to that he wanted, do you think he would have kept quiet?
I believe if he would have, if the palm he stretched out got enough oil and the expectation he was expecting, he wouldn't have made a damn noise. That's my personal opinion.
So you reckon he fell out with Okorocha because Okorocha was no longer grazing his palms?
Exactly. Because there is
so you reckon he fell off with Hakim because remember before Okorocha was Hakim, whom he said that he flogged a reverend.
Yeah, he flogged a preacher or something. I remember watching that as
well.
So
again, so you reckon the reason why he's falling out with Buhari is that Buhari never grazed his palm. If that logic holds, then I'll remind you. If Buhari didn't graze his palm between 2015 and 2019, so why did he re-support him then?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay. I didn't get the last question.
Okay, I repeat. I said, if I go by your logic and your assertion, and I said, if Buhari, as of 2015 to 2019, did not graze his palm, why did he support him for re-election then?
I believe that the reason why he supported that election is it seems that there are some what's it called double-faced politicians whom had made him a promises behind closed door, and based on those promises is the actual goal that led him into all those so-called prophecies and the declaration. This is where the pattern is leading me towards. And that is why I'm saying this. It seems that he uses the platform to manipulate the gullible to get what he wants. That's what I'm looking at. Because when there is a pattern there, you follow it as he goes. And hello?
Yeah, you are for a while. You say you follow the pattern as he goes. Then that was the last.
Yeah. If you follow the pattern as he's been going, you realize that what he is coming out to say has some underpinning that is behind it.
Okay.
This is the pattern I'm looking at this. So now he is shouting. Because maybe he thought.
And there is also a pattern to his shouting.
Yes.
Okay. That's very, very interesting assertions you've made. Very, very interesting, Wando.
That's why I started with you. I said,
okay.
This is the pattern I'm looking at. This. So they do it in Europe here. They study something. They don't do something as it happens. They will go back and look at it. Say, okay, what did he say last week? What did he say last month? Has he done this before? Then they start like building up as it goes. Then the picture will come clear. So I have sat down and I started thinking, going through this guy's career in the preaching, and I started saying something that keep repeating itself. Here we start when that person is new. Praise you, praise you, praise you, praise you, praise you. Then, as a shocking, he just done another 360 or 180 on the same person. So
yeah, but cut him some slack here. At every point in time that he turns, he makes that U-turn, there appears to be something really, really genuine. In the case of Okorocha, isn't it genuine?
Yes.
In the case of Chimaroke Naman, isn't it? In the case of, what's it called, the former governor before, or Hakim, isn't it? In the case of Hope Uzodinma, is in the case of Buhari. So I think in as much as, what I'm trying to do here is to not really to take side, but to analyze all these things for us to begin to have a better understanding, a better grasp of what is happening. But, you can like him, you can hate him, but it appears whenever he takes that, he makes that U-turn, it's anchored on something that the masses would actually identify with. Don't you agree?
I kind of, but this is where I have a problem with that assertion.
Okay.
Why not stand at the what do you call at the point from beginning? Why did you turn?
No, he has a right. Listen, if you're coming in, I don't know you. You haven't governed before, isn't it? Then
Yes.
you get in there 1 year, 2 years. You're not doing all right. I think honestly, I'll be very hypocritical if I say, why should he even turn around? That because somebody he supported is now doing all right, then he should go and stick his neck there. No, cut him some slack.
I would disagree a little bit more on that point. And this is
that's why it's a conversation. That's why it's a free world,
I will respectfully disagree, because why did he not say, okay, this man has come to me, Maazi Ezeoke came to me, he has told me what he will do for the Anambra. Maazi has showed me the road he is planning to go through, and I believe that if he follow this road, Maazi will be a good person, or he will do 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Anambra. Why did he start it with God gave me a revelation? God is not a God of confusion.
I told you when conversation gets to the point that God said, "How I go not be when you die you go see him, how I go take note."
No, but you can see the pattern I'm trying to connect the dots here, because he will always paint this thing is God telling him to do this. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Perfectly well.
Yeah, the problem here is that the former governor is not doing well. Maazi is coming in. I have had discussion with him. I have looked into Maazi's eye. Maazi's have been.
I hope you can see my eye. Please tell me what you're. Am I the next governor? See now, I'm asking you serious question now, so that let me know if I'll go and buy form. The problem is I don't even have the money to buy the form, because the form is in millions.
Maazi, trust me, if you buy that form, I will book my holiday and come home and campaign for you.
Please,
I'm not joking.
Are you going to buy the form for me? If Buhari didn't have money to buy form, neither do I have money. So if you can buy form for me. It
can be arranged. I can give you my word on that. It can be arranged.
So you're trying to tell me that you can buy the form for me? Okay.
It can be arranged, because I can see the sincerity.
No, not arranging with people that will go to Okija, because I won't even come. Or arrange for me to go to Ezeoke. I will run both to Ezeoke and you.
I don't even believe in all those things, to be honest with you. I don't even.
Anyway, Nwandu, it has been a very fantastic conversation with you. Let me take the next caller. It's been a pleasure speaking to you after a long while. Thank you very much, Nwandu.
No, but carry the good work.
Thank you very much. That's been well. So who am I speaking to? You are speaking with Maazi Ezeoke. This is Njenje Media TV. Hello. I think you're listening. You're using a different device to listen to me, and I can hear some echo on the background. So who am I speaking to? Once more. Can you please turn down the volume of the device you're using in listening, please? Hello. It's a very simple thing to do, please. Hello. I don't know if you're still there. Okay, so you can call back. So, people, it's been a cranky conversation. Bottom line is, I think, as I was telling Nwandu, please, I think in fairness, we should cut Mbaka some slack here. If in all these things that is happening, he has been able to, at some point, offload when he thinks that things are not going all right. And I agree. I do not begrudge him for making his decision. That is his, Yinka, some of you say, I don't understand though. Yinka said, you have a color printer, we can knock out a form easy. No, they don't use printed form. You need to go to either FIDIFI, what's it called, Abuja office, or APC Abuja office, or ABGA Abuja office to go buy form. So when you dole out 24 million and you go and print t-shirt for every single person that will support you, that time you understand that the money we use in feeding your family, probably pay your house rent, is the money you're going to give others for them to chop. It is unbelievable. Oh, who is Donald Okoye blaring for? He's using some language that is not palatable. Please do not insult anyone who you meet on this platform. If you cannot be civil on this platform, if you can't be civil, please, it's not by force. You can easily log out. You can easily log out if you can't be civil. And once more, you can share the video, you can like the video, you can subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. So in my conclusion here, so that we don't drag this for too long, my conclusion here is very simple. My conclusion here is that, yes, the presidency, Yinka Kilo happen. Yinka said Nigeria can aid you. Listen, Nigeria don't give me the wrinkle, self. Wallahi. Nigeria can send you to hospital as well. Not only that, it can aid you. So at the end of the day, the bottom line here is, people, let's not fight in the comment section. It is praiseworthy to note that whatever the reason, I think the only whatever the reason why Mbaka does what he does, that's left for him, between him and his creator. The only thing that I personally do think it's a little bit, neither here nor there, is the point when he says, God told me. Because I do not see how God would, if I take the case of Hope Uzodimma, if it was really my understanding of God, I might be wrong. But my understanding of God is that if it was really God that said, you're going to be governor, and how I'm going to do it, I don't know. Or rather, how that will happen, he didn't reveal to him, and eventually happened. I do not think that in less than 2 years, that same God, because remember the former governor was only barely a year in the office. I think he was removed in January 2020. That was January last year. Having been elected in 2029. So last year, 2020, before COVID, he was removed. So I don't think barely 1 year plus that same God would obviously have changed his mind now, and as I said yesterday in my broadcast, if the God is omnipotent God who knows the end right from the beginning, therefore he would have seen. So I don't see that God will be making mistakes. He's not man. If I put that into context, it will only mean for me that Mbaka was, in my, again, don't hold it against me. I will, in my humble opinion, think that Mbaka was only making assertions based on what he saw, based on what he thinks. Just like myself now, based on the things and the people I've interacted online, offline, and the news I read, the news I analyze every day, I can tell you that Nigeria is not working. I can tell you that this is happening. And that if, for instance, we are not going, I can tell you that Nigeria will struggle to get to 2023. But even if they get to 2023, even if they want to go ahead and do election, I can tell you, even from today now, whom I think how the presidency is likely to go based on facts. Now, all these things are things I know, and these things are my human calculation. That's why God created us, and in our skulls implanted something called brain. You use it to process information, analyze information, then spook the information out. So if I begin to knock off all these things that God has created and embedded in you for your own use, and now say, God told me this. Remember, growing up, we might go to a party, and sometimes there is what we call party rice. You can only eat such giraffe rice either at the bazaar or a very rich man's party. So sometimes we go to bed, we dream of that rice. So does it mean that God was feeding me? God was feeding me that rice or what? So based on what is happening, I think if Mbaka, you can't take this away from him. He is passionate about the Igbo nation. He is passionate about Ndi Igbo. He is passionate of what is happening, right? But I think in this passion, he can think right like you and I. Some of us, even at in the last election, knew that this election is going to go this way. Not because the other side is not strong enough, but because this side is ruthless. They can stop at nothing in winning that election, which if the other side had had that type of ball to do and win everything, in 2015, probably they would have. But again, at some point they cowed out because the foot soldiers that they used weren't as hungry as the opposition of the 2014-15. All they were interested is that they gave this money to this XYZ to do campaign, they pocketed, and which you saw eventually accumulated into what was known as the Dasuki Gate. So my point remains that he makes these assertions, attributing it to God. And that's where I'm saying, no, I think respectfully, my good brother Mbaka here, that these assertions you made is your own thinking. Because I do not believe that if it was from God, it wouldn't have gone that way. God cannot be an utter Confucianist. He's not a Chinese Confucianist or whatever it's called, So, Nwandu says he's passionate about the Igbo nation, but he has a funny way of showing it. I mean, again, Nwandu, you can't, we can't begrudge him how he shows that. Like personally myself, I am extremely passionate about Igbo nation. And I look at where the gaps are because I'm into projects. So what I've decided to do is the little projects done in Igbo is to go look at them and visit them, expose if they are working on it or not, I will show. If they are not working on it, I will show. It's my own passion. So someone would probably look at it and say that's an awkward way or a funny way of showing your passion for Igbo. But what else? Because these are already our money. We do not need our money to get or to go into this project. These are monies already generated within the Igbo nation. These are money already, or given as what's it called? Given as allocation to the great Igbo nation. So at the end of the day, however he wants to show his passion for, but the only for the Igbo nation, that's that is a call. But where I, like yourself, where I think sometimes it doesn't sit well with people is when religion is mixed to it. But again, he's bringing religion to it because that is his own department. That is his calling. That's the path that he has chosen. You see, he cannot be driving in, getting into Second Niger Bridge site, dragging camera with police people, mopo there, like they did to me. No, you shouldn't video this place. No, you shouldn't video this place. I say, why can't I video now? He said, are you people not doing this job? Or are you? Is it not the job you're doing for us? So let us now see what you're doing. So he can't do that. So he's using his trade, what he has. So maybe it is more believable when he says that the Almighty God, like I said here, when he said, God, talk. I said, okay, I slept. You slept. God told you. I said, who am I to argue with you if God has said? All my own is, as long as God didn't say, make I give you the money that I don't have. And I say, okay, when it happens, we'll know. It's just a question of being smart. Okay? It's just a question of understanding how these things work. So on that note, people, oh dear. Amaka said he's sticking to the message from above. Okay. Is he plucking it or he's sticking with it? Again, honestly, I don't think it's fair to refer to someone stupid or fake. You and I can't judge. You and I can only analyze. In conversations, we give room for error. We give room for error. So let's not be too rigid. Let's not be too hard on him. But I think the main point here this evening is that this is happening, and this happened. And again, in conclusion here, Enugu International Airport will be officially opened next week. Okay, that is a fantastic news. Enugu International Airport will officially be opened next week. Anambra, go back to Njenje Media. You will see series of video. We had a live stream over 3 hours, so keep yourself busy. Anambra International Airport had its medium flight today. Landed APs, landed private jets there. You landed a Boeing and also another private jet. The first person that landed at that airport made history is a woman, a girl from Asia in Ihiala, local government of Anambra State. So you can see, I do understand when some of you, I read some comments, I shudder a little bit because some of you will say, Maazi, you had lived in Europe. This is not the type of airport we should be celebrating. This, the other one, the other. Again, I will say we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I mean, all these things we understand. It could be like Charles de Gaulle. It could be like Heathrow. It could be like this. Yes, we know. But there is, we don't have that money to probably build it. But at least for the ones that we have, all we say is, can we maintain it? Because at the end of the day, the wrong way, to be honest, I was one of those people that was one of these skeptics, for the fact that we were not allowed. Once we tried, we went with drone. We went, you can't get into the airport. The first video, remember, was a secret recording that we were able to smuggle out. That was how actually we started seeing glimpses of what was happening, or by secret recording. How we did it, we wouldn't tell you, but eventually, I doubted the airport. because it didn't make sense to me when we were being told that $2 billion will be used by Air Metropolis to build an Air Metropolis, and that the governor was telling us that it was going to cost Anambra State zero money, zero. You know what that meant? Zero, during the campaign. So if I'm just opposing it to the electoral promises of, okay, this is what, we are promised is not going to cost us anything. So simple analysis will tell me, or rather I'll begin to question now, say, okay, how come if you told us that this was not going to cost us anything, how come it's now costing us something? But at the end of the day, bottom line is, it's now obvious that the airport has been, let no one, a lot of us saying the aesthetics, the outside, the this, the other one. I don't think that airport, because in all this thing you saw today, what was actually done was to say, okay, this runway can now take flights. You didn't see the inside because there was nothing actually to see from the inside. The airport is not opening tomorrow. The airport might actually, don't hold me to this, but from my information, the airport might not actually start commercial operation under the current government. Might not. It may, but it might not. Again, governance is a continuum. The good thing is that the current governor has taken the bull by the horn and done the things. He's been able to get it working to this point. As long as government is a continuum, whoever comes in after him, be it is it Soludo or whoever. Honestly, I don't necessarily care whoever comes. Well, no, sorry, I take that back. I care whoever comes in, because we don't need to have any cucumber or any carrot to come in and may probably take us back. So we must be something that we all should be, or a person that we all should be comfortable and proud of, So having said that, people, we are looking forward to Enugu officially reopening on the 4th. And I think the first flight back to Enugu International will be on the 10th. I'm still working if I will get either the airport manager or maybe one of those that supervise the project to come here and sit with all of us and tell us, what is happening and what we should be expecting. Because this is all I do. I ask them the tough questions and sit back and enjoy what they would, the answers they will give. Again, we can't all be fighting. There must be, in things like that, everybody cannot be aggressive and fighting. Sometimes just aggressive shouting down on everybody doesn't get us anywhere. But we can always engage with our. I was looking for a video, but for some reason I can't find it now. I'm just trying to look for a video where the governor was saying that that would not cost us anything. For some reason, I can't find the video now. I would have loved to share that video, And on that plank, on that premise was why I was making the, when I looked at it, that something was going to cost 2 billion. It's not going to cost us anything. But suddenly I heard that time read in the newspapers that we were budgeting money for same airport. And I was like, hold on, you haven't told us that there is a change in plan, which I thought, even if stakeholders, quote unquote, those in the assembly or, we are told, for something so critical as that, one would have expected like a public communication to the public stakeholders as well. In project management, that's what we call stakeholder communication. There must be a stakeholder communication template. The public are there. You have other people that have interest in that project that you still need to keep up to date of what is happening. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, thank God, the airport or the runway is been done. The work continues at the terminal, and now the real airport politics starts. The approval, the certifications. This is where, for some of us who are novice to this, will not understand. You think, oh yeah, just is international, give it international. No, it's not about Anambra or Enugu or anything. This is where real politics starts. Benin, Edo State, has an airport. You might want to know why that is virtually not functional. There was a time Delta State Airport, ABB, Asaba, was international. I think I had once flown Arik, London, Lagos, the same flight. You book it ABB then, Arik. London, Lagos, Asaba. One flight. Even if you miss the other one, it's their problem. They'll just stop over, put you on the other one and you continue. So, but suddenly, some of the things that were built there weren't maintained. So that's why sometimes I prefer that I build something that I can maintain. And that's, I think it's a cycle we have to move away from. An example is, if someone is in America, how bogus their houses are. You go to your village where you don't live. You build such houses or even bigger one. You build it for lizards and cockroaches. At the end of the day, nobody lives there. Is it not better you build a 3-bed duplex, compact, that could be very easily managed, even if when your wife or children doesn't come back, you come back alone, you can actually clean 1 or 2 rooms on yourself and enjoy your house. Why must it be bogus? So if Anambra Airport could provide the service that is needed, the critical thing on the airport that cannot be compromised is the runway. And from the expert observation so far, I'm not an observer. I only got much interested in aviation a couple of years back, but I couldn't confer myself that knowledge of being an aviation expert. I am not an aviation expert, but also I'm not an aviation novice, because in the last couple of years, my engagement with people or stakeholders or players in that industry has exposed me to some knowledge of information that at least I can talk about. So, having said that, for me, it is better to have something functional than have something bogus that is dilapidated because of lack of traffic. When you understand the politics of airport, you understand why Bayelsa that built the airport finished, I think, about 3 years ago. It was only about 2 weeks that they had the license to fly commercial. I have a cousin who works in Bayelsa. He wants to fly to Bayelsa. He flies from Lagos to Port Harcourt, then takes a taxi from Port Harcourt, drives another 2.5 hours or 2 hours and so, then to Bayelsa. That's pure madness. Whereas he could have flown into Bayelsa in the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes from the airport to his house. But we didn't hear anyone shout, because aviation, especially when it comes to international travels, a lot of politics is not peculiar to Nigeria. It's if those of you live in England, you would understand the politics of the third runway. The politics of third runway, at least, you had your former Prime Minister, David Cameron, played politics with it. No, Gordon Brown. After Gordon Brown, who was again? David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris, in his own, the one he called the Boris Island. Yet, after 10, 15 years, nothing. The third runway has not happened. The politics of airport. The politics of airport is not about emotion. The politics of airport sometimes involves serious arm twisting and deals, underground deals. Anambra, I'm not perturbed because we have the business case of Anambra is so glaring, and I believe before the next serious election cycle comes in, there must be something tangible. And some of you writing, when do I think international flights would arrive there? The honest answer before, or do you want me to say that God told me? If on the airport, if you ever hear God told me on the airport, Maazi is already lying to you, because God, I didn't ask him. And God cannot ask me what I didn't ask, cannot give me answers of what I didn't ask. So what would happen on Anambra Airport is that I believe Anambra Airport, this is my personal opinion, my personal honest opinion. I believe that Anambra Airport, if it starts full operation next year, is going to be cargo. And that cargo is already international. Because if you're moving Ogo, if you're moving yam to London, to Chicago, to JFK, is international. Now, I believe that international cargo and local flight like Lagos, Abuja, that would happen sometime next year. I also believe that maybe if all things goes well, if the new governor that is going to come in around February plays well and understands the vision and keys in that vision without discarding it. If, again, a big caveat, if everything plays well, we will see maybe towards the tail end of next year, we might begin to see a regional, maybe someone like APs might put one flight Wednesday, Anambra, Accra, Anambra, Sierra Leone, Anambra, regional, nothing international. Now, for 2023, that's when I think the license for international will be granted. Ask me why. God didn't tell me. I'm only applying common sense. I'm only thinking. I might be wrong. It might be shorter. It might be further away. So if I'm honestly dreaming, when can I fly from Anambra to London? I will be thinking 2023, 2024. Again, that's my thinking here. Because why? Because I believe that's when the certifications, this is not emotion. This is not, taking fake news online. Oh, the certification for Anambra Airport has been withdrawn, blah, blah, blah. No. That's pure nonsense fake news. Because there is no certification at all. Okay? You have a license to build. For you now to be certified, for instance, you want to fly international, you need that Cat 2 certification that will be issued by ICO headquartered in Canada. These are Oyibo people. You remember, they will do the testing, do the calibrations, blah, blah, blah. But based on some of the local calibrations the NCAA or whatever has done, the aviation authorities in Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. They can now anchor that and you book an appointment. It would, as I speak to you now, Enugu is resuming international flights. Enugu does not have CAT 2 certification. It means I do not see any other airline coming into Enugu except Ethiopia. You know why? Because Ethiopian flight to Enugu is actually not international. Ethiopian flight to Enugu, many of you don't know this, is actually regional because it's within Africa. It's within Africa. They take you to Addis Ababa. They pack you into a small plane, which is for the regional hub. You've flown in from JFK, from London Heathrow, from Manchester, from Frankfurt, wherever you've flown from, you land, they transfer you. So that leg, but I do not see any airline that can, without stopping, flying London direct, Frankfurt, Dubai, or anything, landing into Enugu. I do not see that happening until the CAT 2 certification is obtained by ICO or from ICO. And that can only also happen when the proper CAT 2 landing system is covering my eye here. Because I had expected that would have been finished, but sadly, Nigeria and money, contractor payment, it be like 6.5 They too love themselves. So that is the delay. I'm giving us some expo of some of the insider things I know. Sadly, but that's where we are. These are things I was, originally we were hoping that it would have, these are things that should have happened by November last year. But this is okay, what's the time now? In 2 minutes, we'll be in May. In 2 minutes' time, we'll be in May. And yet this hasn't happened. Oh, thank you, Mark Wills. Thank you very much. Remember to like and share this video. Let's go. Let's hit the like button. So let me take some questions now. I've done and dusted with Mbaka. So if I bring your question on the screen, we would treat your question. So let's start with Mark Will. Mark Will, thank you very much for reminding everyone to like this video and share. We are only 160 people. Maybe because people is late. Again, pardon me. Like I said at the beginning, pardon me. So, Mark, thank you very much. Then Romeo's Chidi, why that long time? Chidi, have I not been making sense in all the things I've been saying? But I'm telling you, regulations. It's easy. It's easy. Have you ever seen a brand new airport built in Europe start operation within 6 months? Many of us don't actually think about this. We talk about Charles de Gaulle. When was it? Many of us were not even born when it was built. We talk about Frankfurt. We talk about airports that are already, if not human beings, they don't enter menopause. Very old. Can you recall? Let someone in this comment section, let's take this. Let someone in this comment section who knows of an airport that was conceived and built within 2 years, receiving international flight. Let's get real. I understand this. If I don't know if there is anyone watching now that wants these airports as bad as I do want them. I was trying to explain to someone from the Ebony State Airport site when I visited there in January to Ufuma in Anambra State, or rather, Ufuma in Anambra State. Took me 1 hour, 40 minutes. So it means if you have an airport functional, international in Ebony, you have one in Enugu, you have one in Anambra. Because actually, to my village, from where the Anambra airport is, it's still over an hour. It's still over an hour to my village. So therefore, Ebube Jesus says Senegal. Okay, can you tell us which airport in Senegal? If that was a national airport or if that was built by state, because that's one thing that we have to know. Please, Maazi, do you know if anyone can book? Okay, hold on. One says, please, Maazi, do you know if anyone can book land at the airport from next week? I said before, the airport opens for international flight on the 4th. I think you can book Ethiopian airline to land from the 10th, I think. I sent an email to their country, I sent a WhatsApp message to their country manager to confirm this, actually. But that hasn't been confirmed. But the information I got from another source is from the 10th, you could actually book to land in Enugu from the 10th. But again, I might be wrong. I was only trying to be double sure from their country manager to say, okay, from the 10th, they are landing. So, Ebube Jesus, let me come back to you. You said yes, that in Senegal, can we? Oh, come on, please. If can you people calm down? You know, the comments some of you are using is not, you know, sorry, I don't want to be deleting or blocking anyone, please. I beg us. Okay, Patrick, let me take this. I think it's we have 3 functioning airports with Washington DC area in less than an hour drive from each other. But it's Patrick flying vlog. It's a little bit off the point of what I'm saying. I know you have. I think I've used actually 3 of them. You have Dallas. You have BYI, that is Washington Baltimore. You have is it Kennedy or whatever? The last one 2 years ago I flew in there. So you have those 3 airports. I've used 3. I understand what you mean. The proximity. That's part of the reason why I was arguing that Abia State should actually build their own if they want. The more the merrier. Yes, the proximity. I know from BYI, that is Washington Baltimore International, to Dallas could be, if you're driving, maybe 45 minutes an hour. I remember one time I used train, landed at Dallas, heading to Washington. You know, I tried, you know, then thinking like an European, people were using shuttle. Me, I entered train. It was my first experience. Yes, that was Reagan. Thank you very much, Patrick. Reagan, yes. I flew in Reagan. I flew in from Tampa. I flew in from Tampa, but because I did international, so from Tampa to Reagan, which was very close to where I was going in Washington, D.C., you know. So at the end of the day, you know, the proximity there. But what I'm saying is, have we ever seen any airport that is conceived, finished, international, by any local authority, operational in 2 years? Those of you in London, would you remember how long it took to finish London City? Before London City even started taking those international flights. Because when we talk about benchmarking, let's benchmark with facts. You know, let's benchmark with like for like. That's what I'm saying. Oh dear, some of you. I think I'll close the discussion. I think some of you have gone to insulting one another. Okay, Ebube Jesus, I like this type of argument. He said the new airport in Senegal started working in 2018. International airport, Google it. Okay. Okay. Ebube Jesus, I believe you are in Senegal. Okay, let me type new airport Senegal. So, you know, we might get to something. Again, what I'm not doing here is I am not for or against anybody. What I'm only saying is that we must understand our peculiar nature. If it is by design, especially here, if I look at the design of Anambra Airport, I look at the design of Ebonyi Airport, I will take Ebonyi Airport because they chop first. Ebonyi looks more attractive. You talk about the Blaise Airport, the Senegal one you're referring to in Dakar. Of course, it looks nice. I've watched the videos. I think it was 2017, by the way. Let me Google quickly. But again, that's a national airport. National. It's just like when Nigeria decides to build their own airport. It's different when Frankfurt or a commune in Belgium or when the city of Washington decides to build an international. It's different. Please. Okay? It's different. But for argument's sake here, okay, for argument's sake here, let me go to Google. Let me Google this. I will share my screen so that we'll learn something. Because at the end of the day, so that when we make arguments, we don't probably make blind arguments. Okay. The airport you're looking at here, read the following. I will read for you. I'll read for you. It says here, Blaise Diagne International Airport, French, Europort International, blah, 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 IATA, ICOO, you see, International Civil Aviation Organ. That's the people I told you that would have to authorize our carts. It's an international airport near the town, blah, blah, blah. That's not interesting. This is where it is interesting to the argument here. It says, the airport was originally expected to be operational at the end of 2011. But this date was pushed back by almost a year in September of that year. In September 2012, Senegal Prime Minister Abdou Mbaye announced that the airport would open in the first quarter of 2014. By January 2015, word spread that the airport would open in June 2015. On April 4th, 2015, Reuters announced that a new opening date would be 2016. The expected building cost rose to 566 million euros, with over 400 million coming from Saudi, blah, blah, blah. The airport finally opened for scheduled operations in December 7, 2029. Minus this from this, because it is always easy when we say, Senegal built their airport and they started that. I was trying to make us understand something without sounding as if Anambra State government has paid me. I have no interest. My interest is facts. I keep telling us, F-A-C-T. I don't care who's the fact smacks. If it smacks the government, so be it. If it smacks you watching me, sorry. But if you see an airport that was, what this didn't tell us was when it was conceived. We're only looking at delivery time, when it was expected to be delivered in 2011, yet it was delivered in 2017. If I go by this, I can tell you, I don't think London City is international. Of course, well, it takes, I've used London City before because it takes, oh yes, it's Europe. It's regional, basically. You see, it's regional because I've flown from Frankfurt to London. Is it Frankfurt or Munich? No. think I've flown Frankfurt to London City before. Yeah. So it's, obviously they will have to transfer you to, if you're flying international, they will transfer you to another airline. So the point here, people, before, someone here again, all these people putting an account number, begging money. Sorry, I will delete the comment because you should have asked me for my own account number first. So Yinka says, I don't think London City does international. It does EU local, unless going to, exactly. I mean, maybe in that context, within the Europe is regional. London City does regional. Okay. Ray the Flame said, how do we get Cat 2? You get Cat 2 by the quality and standard of the airports you've built, and by applying to the appropriate authority. And you can Google it. Just how to get Cat 2 airport certification, runway certification, actually, runway, not airport, runway. Okay. I don't know if you, honestly, I don't know. The only thing I've flown to that, I first of all flew, I think, Port Harcourt to Frankfurt, then Frankfurt to London City. That's what I've done. Okay, I haven't done stretch, so I wouldn't know. But again, all these things we can Google. You can do LCY and see that for yourself. Okay, so again, people, maybe since many of you are kind of interested in this aviation topic, maybe we would schedule a different time that we'll talk about aviation for those of you who might have interest in it. Then we can you guys, your body they hot. How can we get the certification? Are you coming home to get married? Why are you so in a hurry now? Calm down, be coming down. I just told you that Bayelsa built an airport for over 3 years ago now, and they barely had their commercial certification last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And you're talking about how to get it faster. Let us build the airport first. Let us finish the airport first. When we finish the airport is not yet finished. You can see some people were saying, all you people, mad people, you're praising the airport, whereas the whole surrounding, because I have asked that question, I was told the airport is not yet. That's why there is no landscaping done. You can see no trees. But if you see the prototype, it has all these things. There is no car park. So let's calm down. Let's be coming down. And how many of you know that Lagos State is building an airport in Lekki? Actually, how many of you know that Lagos State? I think it's actually a better one to compare. So to know where Lagos second airport, I think Lagos second. Lagos, exactly. Why did I forget about this? Why did I forget about this? So let's look at this so that you would give us, because when you hit your, sometimes, how do I put it? So that when you hit your governors, you hit them with the right information, not just, sometimes because somebody will look at the way one will talk and say, this person don't even know what is happening. So it's good to hit people with right information. So let's compare like for like. Let's compare Lagos State's airport, because that's not federal government, that's state government. Okay. And if you compare it, you find out that Anambra State has actually done well by the speed with which they've done the one they've done. Now, this is Lagos State. Lekki Ekpe International Airport. That's what it's called. Okay. Lekki Ekpe International Airport. I would copy that quickly and let's search for that. Lekki Ekpe International Airport. That's the Lekki Ekpe International Airport. Let's see if we can, oh, this Kappa, since my subscription is expired, I know they would ask me to, okay, yeah. Okay, see. So, about Lekki Ekpe International Airport is an airport development project east of Lagos, Nigeria. The master plan has been completed and a 3,500 hectare site for the airport has been secured. The airport is designed to handle 5 million passengers per annum with scope for future expansion. May 2015. May 2015. The Lekki Ekpe Lagos International Airport Developmental Project reportedly faced delay due to opposition by local landholders to the land acquisition process, as well as delay in investors committing to the airport financing. Lagos State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Sola Oworo, confirmed the state government is shopping for investors. You see, but all the time, during the time of Babatunde Fashola, all we hear, you think that the airport is already finished. Because I remember in February 2014, Lagos State Governor Babatunde reportedly said the land acquisition and preparatory work, blah, blah. So you can see that this has been in the offing. This has been in the offing, yet this is 2021. There is no Lagos State International Airport. It's a state. If you now go and juxtapose that with what Anambra State has done without borrowing money, you give them a pat in the back, honestly. Look, here. The same, this is Wikipedia. You can Google all these things. Again, like in the one we saw in Senegal, in 2011, the Lagos government appointed Stanbic. Does Stanbic still exist? Okay. Bank as financial advisor to then airport project with a proposed to you hear that? So if you knock Obiano, pat him a little bit in the back, because comparatively here, when we make, I always put in a caveat based on local standard. Obiano and Omahi has done wonders. Some of you may dislike me, you might unsubscribe. Sorry, I can't hold it, because if you look that as of myself, me use my leg, 2 legs, go early this year, they were doing already laying foundation. You can see the runway. I've shown us video. But as of 2 weeks ago, if you see how far they've gone, you would think, why the speed? So the speed with which these two governors have done this is unprecedented. Unprecedented. No money was borrowed. How much was it for Anambra State? I do not know. I asked the Commissioner of Information, and obviously, I think I actually eventually, my fact remains that airport so far is going to cost us 6 million 2020, 6 million 2021, 6 million next year. So if in the appropriation bill, they are projecting to spend 6 billion next year, 6 billion last year, 6 billion this year, it means that a lot of work still needs to be done, because the money for this year it's probably half of it hasn't been spent. We are only in May. The money for next month or for next year is untouched. So work must continue. I hope that has educated us enough to, even if after this you still want to be angry, I mean, it's still all right. If you're a person of anger, I can't help you, but at least my job was just to, say to us, this is how the, things work. Now, again, for the ICO, I said before, The ICO Canada, hold on, the international. So, International Civil Aviation Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations. It changes the principle and techniques of international air navigation and fosters the planning and development of international air transport to ensure safe and orderly growth. Its headquarters is located in the Quantia International, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as I said to you. They're headquartered in Canada. Blah, 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 yati, 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 what they're going to do. They deal with whatever. So you can, okay, you can Google it, International Civil Aviation Authority, blah, blah, blah. So you can Google it and you know, read these things up yourself. It's going to help you understand the points, you know, I was trying to make. So that's it. I think enough questions taken for tonight. You know, they have done both of them. Again, I repeat, in Nigerian context, there has never been any state, not even Delta, with all the money, all you money, Delta. Ibori started, for those of us who don't even know. Let me look for Asaba Airport. So the one that is closer home. So that Asaba International Airport, the one that is closer home, so that one could actually tell us something. But that Asaba International Airport, what thing they do there, I don't like it. I don't like what's eventually. That's ABB. I don't have much information. I think that was started by MC Bori. Some people said they use and loot money. Not me talker, but now some people talker. Uduaram took over. Uduaram was actually the one that eventually finished the airport towards the tail end of his living. You know, the airport became functional. This one came in now. So you see, Asaba Airport took many, many years. So again, I repeat, I want to be proven wrong. You know, if we can just basically tell me any airport that has been built by a state government with this level of alacrity, with this level of speed, as we are witnessing in Anambra and Ebonyi State. It is always easy for you and I, for everyone, to always beat our governors down, but sometimes in Anambra, you know, if they do something good, it doesn't hurt. We cannot be only purveyor of fake, you know, not fake news or bad news. Sometimes, you know, it takes me personally a lot of digging, because I don't want to be every time, oh, it's only when breaking news, oh, unknown gunmen kill people, oh, this happened, oh, this police station burnt, oh, the other one. It mustn't be only destruction. Sometimes for our mental health, for a change. Look, today, even myself, I got emotional. Listen, streaming that video, the moment that airplane touched the ground, I got emotional. I'm a human being. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is history. You know what it means? I remember in the 90s, during the time of Chukwuemeka Ezeife, when Oba was still in a conversation that airports should be built there. But eventually it didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't, because Oba, I argued then and I argued still today thank God to Peter Obi, who brought experts together and they advised him for that airport. So people thinking that Obiano moved that airport is actually not true. That airport, the site of that airport was moved by Peter Obi. And I know people antagonized him. Then I said, listen, people, if we need to think big, Oba is too small. Oba will be like London City Airport. In as much as, yes, there is so close proximity, but we have mismanaged. We're not good at managing erosion. So building that airport in an erosion-prone area. I remember when the former Pope came there, we all went at Oba. Man, these are good time, old memories. We went there. The Pope can't even, the Polish Pope, I think, the Polish Pope. You know, we came with a propeller, what's it called, a helicopter. All sand, red sand everywhere. We're all red. We're only, you know, peeping, looking through the trousers of elders to see the Pope. Man, just to get a glimpse of a man being conveyed. You know, I think he went to the house of Tabans. Was it Tabans, I think, yeah? Is it Father Tabans or Takwans? I can't remember again. But there's this father that was, Pope John Paul. I think there was a father that was, what the Catholic call them again when they say you are sent. Scented. Which one be scented? Please, somebody, Father Tansi, bless you. Yes. I think, see, my problem is, no, is it Tansi or Tabansi? Because I think Tabansu Dene, the record label, somehow, because, you know, as a high life man now, on your highway and low way. So as a high life man, the Tabansu Dene somehow occupies my brain more than Father Tansi. You know, Father Tansi or Father Tabansi anyway. But that, I think, when the Pope was about going, so use that place. At the end of the day, what am I trying to say, people? Oba was not the right place. You know, Willa, I think we're going to make you admin on this platform, Mark Wells, so that you help us. So, Father Tansi was visited by the Pope then, Pope John Paul. Yes, I think that's his name, Pope John Paul. And he landed at Oba. Oba wasn't obviously, Oba wasn't, I agree. You know, professionals came in and made that decision. So again, for so many people saying that Obiano is being clownish for moving that, and please, it's not Obiano's decision, please. That decision predated Obiano. That decision. Iwenetanse, bless you. Bless you. You got the name. Iwenetanse. You remember him very well. Iwenetanse. Father Iwenetanse. Yeah, that's correct. You see? So this is history. History. You know, here we do a lot. We do history, we do politics, you know, we do late night shows. Now, this is after Chineke God of Nazareth. Okukwala 12:30. It's already 12:30. And some of you are still awake. Anyway, tomorrow is many of you are not going to work. Sunday, it's all of you in America and Europe. The churches are still locked, so you're not going anywhere. Monday is Labor's Day. It's public holiday, so don't worry. I was actually there as a little bit. Me too. I was there then. I can't forget that in Onitsha. We came in through Oboduku Road and joined that Owole Road. You know, there is a place called the Namel. That time they produce all manner of stuff. Man, things have really happened. Things have really happened. So I think I've taken all the questions. If you have more questions, bring it on. If not, people, before my tea has already gone cold. Oh, maybe I have to grab a glass of wine. Is it? I grab a glass of wine so that we'll keep body and soul together, isn't it? Oh dear. Okay. Ude Bunam says I was a little boy. Patrick says, Maazi, carry on because most of us will get drunk tonight. Why would you get? How can you be getting drunk without the presenter? Huh? Why would you get drunk? What is happening? Are you in the other room? I'm suspecting you. You appear to be doing something in the other room. Okay, Yinka says he's in the other room. Yinka, take it easy. The other room they break waste. The other room they break waste. So people, at the end of the day, Ezeoke, the Enugu airport, I was asking if the leftover job has been completed. I think I've done a video about the new, what they call the new COVID compliant toilets. I've gone in there, I've shown us the video. I don't know what else to do. The landscaping has been done. No, sorry. I take that back. The landscape, not the landscaping. The gate is done, electronically opens. Now, there was plan to expand the car park, but obviously, no, all these things, no money. I was told that so they are still waiting on some funds to complete some of these things. But many of some of these things that were agreed on it's been already done. It's been done. So Ezeoke, to your question, majority of them it's been already been done. If I will have the conversation with either the airport manager or the chairman of the people that were appointed to oversee that project, if I will have a conversation with them, I'll initially plan this conversation to happen tomorrow as against Thursday. But Thursday is going to be, Thursday, which date? Thursday will be, 4th will be Tuesday. So expect that I have this conversation either on Monday evening, but I will confirm tomorrow. So these questions you're asking me now, they will come with pictorial evidence. All I'm doing is, nobody pays, but we are doing it for the love of Igbo nation. And we must have it. I mean, we must, hold them to account to, deliver value for the money we pay. They must. But again, I would having said that, it might interest many of you to know that some of you who are doing legit business, again, caveat here, legit business, we can now, Njenje Media is taking adverts now. If you want to advertise in some of our videos on our Njenje Media news website, you can now contact us privately. We can, insert your adverts in the, in the videos and the things we do. So we have staffs working; they have to be paid, bills, every now and then. So many people wonder. I remember last Christmas I was streaming from Oka. And some of you were shouting, how can it be that nobody has network, but you have your networks are very clear, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you know how you jump from network to network, because you can't even do it with some of these things with with one listen, there's a package. There is one of the best ones. Some of you who, if you're in Lagos, if you're in nature, I think Smile Network offers a very good fast 4G, but because they're expensive. But that's my favorite, the one I use whenever they serve. Smile Network. Glow is as useless as a pack of, MTN can sometimes be good, but again, it's still Nigeria, And whatever you do, yeah. I remember that advert about to launch online shopping site. What? No. So, Eluka, you want to advertise? It doesn't matter. You can advertise as long as you inbox us. So it depends on your message in how many minutes. Adverts can be expensive. You can get up to 200 and even more. If you try Channels TV, they do 30 seconds advert. You know how much it costs now. Hello. Yeah. So thank you, Sentoke. Thank you very much. So people, what do you? I don't. Okonkwo says, what do you make the airport? What do we do to make the airport viable? To make an airport viable is demand and supply. You see, to be fair, I have once sat down with the Ethiopian airline. I was shown some of the classified information in terms of passengers' numbers and kind of how much they make. Have you noticed that if you fly Ethiopia from Enugu to Addis Ababa, the business class is almost always empty. Almost always empty. You ask yourself why? I'm not saying that they're not breaking even. I'm not saying that they're not making money. But because it is a route that is somewhat seasonal. Yes, people go to market, people go to China. But how many? Would they fill in, if they put in a daily flight, would they fill it in? The answer is no. If they do Easter, August, December, of course, yes, you have more passengers. But these 3 months cannot sustain an airline. That's why they have high and low season. What happens between February and May? What happens between June and early July? What happens between September and mid-December? Is the airline going to fold? So airline business, especially international, if you ask yourself, watching me now, living in America and Europe, how often do you come home? You don't come home at those odd hours or odd times. You come home at the peak when everybody's home, Easter, August, December. So for the viability of an airport, yes, they might do landing fee incentives. Okay, they might do landing fee incentives. But again, bear in mind, the Nigerian Aviation Authority or whatever I think they have some say, like Enugu now, for instance, Enugu government cannot determine how much they charge. It is the Nigerian Aviation you know, N whatever it's called, can't remember again, N whatever it's called, right? So they determine those fees. So it's not the Enugu state government, even if they wanted, but it's not them. The only thing is that the state government gets some certain percentage of the cost of the fees you pay to get into, to use that airport, to use that facility. And which sadly, again, Enugu State pumped in a lot of money in this renovation, like the minister, what the Nigerian government repaired was the runway. Enugu State funded those inside renovation. Those claddings you saw that now is now replaced with wood was funded by Enugu State government. Those toilets that you see that was totally stripped off, redone with sensor, what they call COVID compliance, wash hand basin with sensor. You put your hand, the soap dispensers come out, blah, blah, blah. It was done by Enugu State government. Again, would these monies ever be recovered? I doubt it. However, you and I will still be knocking them if they didn't stretch out their hands to do that money. Because we say then what use are they to us? So they had to do it. So again, to improve, Eloka is saying, improve tourist attractions. It's not by mouth. I don't know where you are, but how many cities in Nigeria can you improve the tourist attraction? The other day, I was telling us that please, those burning police stations should stop. Some of you got angry. But you cannot be talking about improving tourist attraction where you're burning police stations. No, you can't. You cannot improve tourist attraction where you're killing policemen. You can't. It's very simple. Because as long as you're attacking public institutions, international bodies or countries will look at it, issue their report. They are not, if a white man, if a British is coming to Nigeria, if they say this place is unsafe, the only thing they can do is to take Nigerian official police service men assigned to them. They cannot take a Bubago. They can't take my village vigilante. They can't. Therefore, we must still maintain these institutions in order for us to generate money. And that's where I think sometimes when I read comments by some of us, it is sadly, again, pardon me, but it is sadly driven more by emotions rather than reason. These things have consequences. I tell you, if what is happening in the Igbo nation now doesn't stop, you will have the worst Christmas in the last 20 years. Quote me. If what is happening now by June, July, if it doesn't stop, you have Christmas that people in Lagos won't even come back. You have Christmas that even people in Abuja won't come back. Talk less of people who will fly from Canada, from America to come and risk stray bullet. Are we angry? Of course we are. We are so deep effing angry. But I keep saying, there are better ways. There are alternatives to this thing. So to your question, I can't remember who asked that question. Sorry, that's Victor Eloka. Let me put it on the screen, Victor. So Victor Eloka, to your question, yes, we can improve tourist attraction. Because imagine where we have tourist attraction. People can come. You can go to Azumini, as someone AK saying. The Azumini, for instance, and you go to Ebunike Cave, Rogeni Tourist Village, I don't even know what that exists again. You go to the waterfall that is in Uturu, or the one that is in between Ebonyi and Enugu. So there are very places you can go to in Sude, but you can only do those things in a secured environment. If we don't, look, we can be shouting, "Oh, Enugu State restart international." This, if you restart, Ethiopia puts plane. You and I are not flying. 1-2 months later, this is not emotion. They will pack up because they are not there to incur losses. They are not charity. They will go away. And if they go away, then the international route will close down, because the only reason why they are still operating is because what I explained at the beginning, they are not flying in directly. Because remember, Ethiopian Airlines floats, Lufthansa, all what they call the Star Alliance. Star Alliance means this jet now, Ethiopian Airlines, this one is Lufthansa, this one is LOT. They can all be serviced by one. Each pilot can move from this one, go fly the other one, or go fly the other one. They can do that. It's just like virtually the same. But ask yourself, why wouldn't German ever consider flying Frankfurt to Enugu? Because without the standard runway with the Cat 2 certification, everything clearly, with the what's it called, the ILS landing system, the user GPS, without those things, they can't come. But some of these things, the ILS landing system is now in Enugu. This one is, but again, that airport is still the second cable laying for the airport. The light landing works, but it's not the permanent one, that the cable that was supposed to come from Germany. There was some delay, the cable didn't come. So if we look at all these things, we must please have a secured place. So that's why that Northeast is burning their place because they are mad. I mean, it doesn't mean we have to be mad and burn our place in order for us. Are we competing in madness? If they want to destroy their place, let them destroy our place, their place. Let us have a peaceful place that we can. Let us have a peaceful place. There is, anyway. I hope I've made my point clear. Mm. Mm. The motive is to go out of Nigeria. Nigeria have murdered the future of many graduates or her citizens. Of course. Of course. But there are better ways. You cannot be like the snail, Ejuna. When you put the snail in the fire, the snail will be producing some formation, defensive mechanism, thinking it's going to be something temporary, bringing that thing to cover the inner distance, which in Igbo we say, ejune na so ozodiko na abanyu oku. It's not going to extinguish that fire. So we must be, again, all I say is for caution. I won't say more than that. All I say is for caution. All I say is for caution. Again, I'm being very particular here. I am concerned about Igbo. I'm concerned about Igbo nation. You want to burn their place? It is their problem. If they have bandits, they want to sleep with bandits, let them sleep with bandits. But our own, come on now. Come on, people. You've got to be wise. Must everything be spelled out for us? That's a different conversation for another day. The day we'll talk about strategy, we'll talk about it. But again, Eke said, sadly, our tourism sector died decades ago. We do not have support system for flourishing tourism sector. Even Obudu Cattle Ranch, Tinapa failed. Yeah, I mean, Tinapa failed for a couple of reasons. Well, many of you didn't know that even there was a time Tinapa didn't have light. And because of the structural imbalance, and Tinapa could not even generate their own electricity because a lot, I mean, people. Anyway, that's not this thing this night, but some of these things can be, we can get we can get a grip. At the end of the day, no one. Let's not be like onye ala munye bi ọkụ ojekwu n'ilo neti ha agbafie mi ọkụ agbafie mi ọkụ. I hope we understand that wisdom. Nkwucha abụrụ ụjọ. Ike nkwucha. We are Ndibo and we are known for deep wisdom. Are we being angered? Yes. Are we being ill-treated? Of course, yes. Does that warrant that I destroy my own house because I've been angered? No. I told someone, I don't have monies to throw away. But at least, later, I'll tell us this. It's a private conversation I had with Uche Ezeoke, the veteran journalist. When he was the editor, when he was the managing director of Authority newspaper, after granting an interview, he asked me, Maazi, you sued Buhari and Buratai in the ICC. I said, yes, I did. Maazi, you went to court to stop Python Dance 3. I said, yes, I did, and I will do it again. He said, do you think you win? I said, well, I do not expect to win. But I give you one adage. They came to arrest the tortoise, Mbe. When Mbe looked at the person or people sent to arrest him, he knows that he has no chance. Mbe said, before you arrest me, please wait a minute. He grabbed the ground, and the giant elephants that came to arrest him, they said, Mr. Tortoise, what are you doing? He said, no, what I'm doing is that I need to grab this thing so that when somebody heard that the tortoise was arrested, he will know that he put up some form of defense. He wasn't just arrested like a coward. It will be, again, on that same thing I always say. By Chinua Achebe. Conversation is an act amongst Ndibo. The words I say them, I mean it. And I stand by them, I apply them. The case between me, Buhari, and Buratai still in the ICC, still there. I remember, Google my name, you put DSS, you find details. Just Google Maazi Ezeoke, put DSS to it, you see details. Many of you don't know, but who bothers? What did they do? My office in Enugu then was ransacked. Laptops scattered away. Have you ever seen people? Have you ever seen armed robbers come into an office, see money, they didn't touch money, but they were interested in taking laptops? Armed robbers. It was years. Adi says, don't mind him. I don't know who they are not minding. Actually, I don't think restructured Nigeria is enough, if I have to be honest. But like Nnamdi Kanu always say, which I agree with, is because many of you would disagree with the following statement I'm going to make. If you ask Nnamdi Kanu now, he knows what is also applicable. But many get bogged down with methodology, not the real issue. On many occasions, he has argued if what is in the table, and that's the thing. And his argument had always been, if you do this, meaning A is not, if it's not A, then it's nothing. It is a means to extracting, because if you are going to break something, in Nigeria, if you're not mad, your kinsmen don't get a wife for you. If you're not mad, they don't. Therefore, it is when you say this is an elephant, you are not interested in sharing, you want to take it all. That's only the time they will say, okay, calm down. Let us divide it equitably. And the strategy would have been Ebe Belum, Ugo Belum, while, like I keep saying, Obi Ogaranya, Enibe Fi Enibe Mboba, there must be people on the street. There must be people also to negotiate. You will never get to your destination if you insist on the street only. Never. Write it down. You also never get to the destination only by negotiation. Enibe Fi, Enibe Mboba, Ifidobia, Mboba Achoba. I hope I'm speaking words of wisdom. On that note, people, it has been a very wonderful evening. We've moved from Father Mbaka to the presidency, to the airport, and to the future of Ndibo. I am a proud Onyebo, an ancient man I am. I remain Maazi Ezeoke. It's been a wonderful time spent with you. 1 hour. No, oh, Jesus Christ. See, 2 hours, 48 minutes. And I say, I love you all for so many of you who keep coming back. Who am I? How many of you now, rather than go to bed and snore like me, we are here having a conversation? It gladdens my heart. I do not take it for granted. I appreciate that. We can always disagree. And you can say here, this evening, I will say thank you very much, because when we disagree, we can iron out and look at better ways we'll find at the end of the day, no matter what, you and I are only angry because we are not treated right. But we will get somewhere. That I can guarantee US. Anna yours says, Maazi Ezeoke is not different from Yoruba version of journalism. No, I think I want to changing the narrative. The whole thing happened in our land today is orchestrated by Igbo politicians or and Igbo. They are the people that proscribe their own people as a terrorist, hereby giving Fulani government to invade our land. So what is the narrative that has been changed? Did I disagree with you now? Listen, some of you must open your brain when you listen, you grasp, you digest. Don't just come and think that only one way. Your mind is, no, think. Must everything be mentioned to you? Eh? Yinka, good night. Noni Santos. Oh, Noni Santos. Suddenly you said something. I don't want to sleep. Come on now. Please. My bed is occupied, so make you go sleep. You must sleep. Or should we call Mbaka to pray for you to sleep? Okay, Yinka, pray for Noni Santo to sleep. Please, Yinka, pray for Noni Santo to sleep. Okonkwo, so you're telling me that Niger Republic and Togo are well blessed than Biafra. Oh, no, don't start argument. Man, no, the argument, please. Make her go sleep. I just have a glass of red wine now, and I will go dream. So tomorrow, remind me. Maybe if I, actually, let me have a glass of red wine. Then I'll go and sleep. Maybe Holy Spirit will visit me and give me revelations about Mbaka, or maybe revelations about Buhari. Maybe Holy Spirit might come and say, my son, I want you to go to the mountains of Ogun, where Yinka would give you 20 hectares of land. I want you to go there and open up a church for me. Yinka, I hope you will give me land, though. Please, Yinka, I'm coming. Give me land. Now, I'm telling you, that's what the spirit told me now. But which spirit? Don't tell me. Don't ask me which one. But don't ask me which spirit, please. Oh, people, it's time to go to bed. It's now late. It's now late. You know, it's now late. So what I can tell anybody, see, everywhere is quiet. You better go install solar for your house. That is the beauty of it. Everywhere will be quiet, not big like mad people everywhere. Victor Eloka, yes, is I wish I'll be doing the late night, more often, but is I will do. Yinka says it's Babalawo. Yinka, I thought you were a good man. How can you be talking about Babalawo? You did visit Ifa. Let's start somewhere. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. And I'll say good night and may God bless us all. Thank you. And you have been lovely. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.